Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are going to review fun games and apps to use online. This is a way to keep your brain fit. This presentation has been brought to you by Cyber Seniors, a nonprofit organization that helps older adults with the use of technology, and the Department for the Aging. The table of content that we will be covering today is as follows: how to research and find safe games to download, how to use Duolingo to learn new languages, how to play words with friends on your electronic device, and also solitaire. Aside from being a bridge to communicate with friends and family, and acting as one giant encyclopedia, the internet provides also a plethora of fun. Digital game benefits. Games are engaging, entertaining ways for people to spend their leisure time. They draw people into fictitious, puzzling, fantasy, and also educational situations where they must meet challenges, compete, and win rewards. About 3,000 older adults in America surveyed in 2016 demonstrate that the 38% of this amount played digital games at least once per month. About 75% played at least weekly, and 40% played daily. Older adults play digital games with game machines, computers, tablets, smartphones, and online through a browser or navigator platform. Playing games with friends and family members. Intergenerational digital gameplay. Gameplay by multiple generations can be enjoyable and enriching, not only for family members of different ages to connect, but also for relatives as well as friends. Intergenerational digital gameplay can encourage interactions and strengthen relationships and opinions among younger and older generations, but also it benefits players by reinforcing family bonds, enhancing reciprocal learning, increasing understanding of the older generation, and reducing social anxiety related to family interactions. Safety tips for online games and apps. The first one in the list is strong passwords for the win. Winners use long, complex, and unique passwords. The strongest passwords are at least 12 characters long and include letters, numbers, and symbols. Ideally, your password is not recognizable as a word or a phrase. Research your games. Mobile gaming makes up almost half of the global games market. Just because a game is available on a trust application store doesn't guarantee it is worth downloading. Check out the reviews and look it up on a search engine before downloading so you have a better idea what the game does. And more safety tips. Do not take the bait. Be wary of clicking on links or downloading anything from a stranger or something that you were surprised to find out. If the offer seems too good to be true, chances are it is. Verify the link before clicking it by hovering with your cursor to see the links through destination. And this is just a way to prevent getting a virus through a link in your electronic device. Check your settings. When you try out a new game, open its privacy and security settings. Configure them to your comfort level. Remember, many game makers default to the least secure settings for users. And you shouldn't assume those default settings are something that you will like. For example, your game may default to sharing your behavior and also location data with the manufacturer of the game. Let's take a look at recommended digital fun games and apps that can help you work your brain muscles. Duolingo. Duolingo is the world's first way to learn a language. It has quick, bite-sized sessions. You will earn points and unlock new levels while gaining real-world communication skills. Why would you love learning with Duolingo? It's effective and efficient. Their courses effectively and efficiently teach reading, listening, and speaking skills. You can stay motivated since they make easy to form a language learning habit with game-like features, fun challenges, and reminders from their friendly mascot duo, the owl, which is this one right here at the top right. Personalized learning. Combining the best of artificial intelligence and language science, lessons are tailored to help you learn at just the right level and pace for you as the user. And of course, you will have fun with it. Effective learning doesn't have to be boring. That is the reality. You can build your skills each day with engaging exercises and playful characters within the application. The second app that we have here is Words with Friends. It's one of the most popular social word games. It's a free-to-play online multiplayer word game. Was founded in 2009, where players take turns building words in a crossword puzzle style manner, similar to other classic board games. Words with Friends, it is fairly easy to learn, can help strengthen vocabulary knowledge, and will provide hours of mentally stimulating entertainment for different ages. Players can exchange turns, forming words horizontally, but also vertically on the board, as you see on your left side. You can try to score as many points as possible for each word you use in the board. And the last one here is Solitaire. It is a fun card game to enjoy. It's for all ages as well. You can create stacks of cards on the Solitaire board by stacking cards downward, alternating the color of the card. You can click through the stock card to add extra cards to the Solitaire game. And this is a view on how the Solitaire will look like usually. And now we are going to the live demonstration. To start today's demonstration, I will show first my Android device. I'm using a smartphone from Samsung. And what I will be doing first is I will be using my Play Store. So the Play Store in my case is the app store that I can refer to when I want to download new applications. And this is probably the safest place you can refer if you are looking to get a new application on your electronic device when it's in Android. When I tap over the Play Store, then I will be taken to the actual browsing portion of the Play Store. And you have different tabs at the bottom of your screen where you can filter based on what you are looking for. So for instance, if you are looking for games and you tap at the bottom where it says games, everything that you will be seeing then is related with that particular category or theme. The games can be different kind of things. They can be reality games, they can be board games, you name it. If you also want to use another filter for you to find a game, you can refer at the top right corner, and you have a series of filters that you can use. So you can tap what it says for you. This is a personalized list of games based on what applications you have already downloaded in your electronic device. But you have much more things. You have top charts. So here is a list of different games that are quite popular among other users, and it will list information from top to bottom. In this particular case, Monopoly seems to be a popular application and is in the category top free. You can choose other categories when you are using filters, and whenever you see this kind of buttons, you can tap over and it would allow you to select a different kind of category. So if I'm interested in a board application, I can just tap in board. And from this point forward, everything that I will be seeing is related with that particular category, as opposed to having multiple types of games within my screen. This is something that will narrow down your search. Now, if I already know the name of the application that I'm looking for, I can refer again to apps, right? And I can go at the very top where it says search, where the magnifying glass is. I will tap over that option, and then I can type the name of the application I'm looking for. So today I will be doing for an application Duolingo. That is the first application we will be covering. And after I type Duolingo, you will notice how you have a list of results down. You can pick the first one, but also if you are unsure what is the best option, you can always find the search key in your keyboard. In my case, it looks like a magnifying glass at the bottom, and after it will take me to the final result. So this is the actual application I'm looking for. And notice how you have the title at the top. If you tap in the title, it will give you details about the application and even a preview of how the application looks like. If you want to know more about the application itself, you can scroll down and you will be seeing details such as this is a editor's choice application. It seems to be very popular among users on the internet, and that is kind of a nice way to say it's safe to download. You should be okay using this application. All right, I'm going back to the top, and now I'm going to use my install button, and I'm going to press over that install button. And when I do that, oftentimes you will see prompts on things that you can purchase within the Play Store. If you encounter a prompt similar to the one I'm seeing, you can simply tap what it says, not now, and it will take you back to the screen where the application is being downloaded. The application will take a couple of minutes before you can open. What it does is that it gets it from the Play Store, and after it create a shortcut in your electronic device so you can see the icon in the future when you want to use the application. So just give the application enough time to get download. When everything has been complete and organized successfully on your electronic device, you will see the open button that now is kind of grayish. It will light up to have a color. When you see that color, it means that option can be tapped over and now it's ready. So I will just tap what it says open, right? And here, this is the intro to the application. So if you already have an account, you will go for I already have an account. At this point, you should have the email or the username related with the application as well as the password. If you are new, such as I am, you will select Get Start. And then it will walk you through a series of steps to get ready on the application. So I will just tap in continue. This is Duo saying hello. And I will tap in continue one more time. After, it will ask me what language am I interested in learning. So in my case, I want to learn more French. And then once I select the language, I can hit continue. You can also select multiple languages. After you set the application up, let's go for French. I will tap in continue. And it will ask you how did you learn or hear about Duolingo. I will select the option other. You can use that option, but you can also choose one of the above. I will tap in continue. It's gonna ask you how much of the language you already know. And I will say I'm new to French, and I will just continue. If it's a different case for you, you can pick from the 3 bottom options display on the screen. I will tap in continue. So I will just tap in continue one more time. And it will ask me, why am I interested in learning French? So I want to connect with people, prepare for a travel, boost my career, support my education. At this point, you will have to select the main reason why you want to learn the language. Based on that, the lessons will be personalized to you. So I'm going to select connect with people, and I'm going to tap in continue. And it keeps navigating through the options. You have here what you can achieve with the application. So this is like a breakthrough of all the things they do. And I will tap in continue. And what is the commitment that you want to have within the language learning process? Do you want to invest 3 minutes per day, 10 minutes per day, 15 minutes per day? If you don't know yet, start with the simplest option. So 3 minutes, that is not too big of a commitment. You will tap in continue. And then it will say that's 25 words in your first week. Yes, it is. Continue. And now let's find the best place to start. Are you learning the language for the first time, or you already know some? So I will select already know the language, continue. And then it will prompt me to a short exercise, and I will tap in continue. And I will just follow with the suggestions. Once I use the language to complete a sentence and I select the order of that sentence, I can hit check, and the application will tell me whether I make a mistake or I was correct. If I want to keep going, I will select in continue. What is happening here is that the application prompts me to listen a sentence, and I have to select the order. Once I select the options based on what I hear, I can then hit check. All right, and they will give me a translation of what this phrase means. I will select in continue. In this case, I honestly don't know, and I will tap in skip. And once I do that, it's gonna give me the correct solution. Since I did not write anything back, it's gonna show it in red as opposed to green. as it was with the previous options. I just hit got it, and it will take me to the next exercise. I'm doing this because I'm just getting into the application and they want to test my knowledge. What is happening here is that they are giving me the phrase in the other language and I need to translate it in the language I speak normally. And I can select the order of my sentence. Okay. In this case, they give me the sentence in the language I speak, and I just need to select the different prepositions or words to translate this sentence in the language I want to learn. Tap in check, tap in continue, and of course, is an interactive application. It will give me kind of heads up indicating that I'm doing well. And at the top, it will show the progress that you are getting at once you navigate through these exercises. This is something that most likely you can do right after you are introduced to the platform, so you will have to navigate through these options. At any point, you can also use this X at the top right corner, and it will take you out. It's going to ask you if you are sure about that. And in this case, since I have not signed with an account, it will tell me that the lesson will be lost once I'm out. But I can select quit. I'm fine with that. And it will take me back to where I start with the exercises. Okay. So now you got an idea on how to use Duolingo. Let me go to the next electronic device, so we can go to the second application we prepared for you today. Okay, for this portion, I will be using an Apple device. I'm using an iPad, and I'm going to use the Apple App Store, which is the place you can go if you need to download applications and games safely. You can go to the App Store by tapping on the icon of the application. And when you are taken to the App Store, much like it happened with the Android device, you will see a browsing screen where you can navigate through the different options. When you are in the Apple Store, oftentimes you will see applications highlight. They can be applications related with gaming, but also other type of topics such as productivity. Oftentimes you will see highlights of game of the day, which is something that users in the Apple Store are using as well. Another similarity in comparison to the Android device is that you have a tab game. At the bottom is the second option from left to right. And here it will display different types of games as it did in the Android. You can select from the different categories that are listed as titles in bold letters, and based on what other users are doing and applications that you already have in your device, it will show options that you can get download. Here, if you are not looking to spend money on your applications and you want to download applications for free, you will have also a very nice category called Top Free Games. And whenever you see a get button or install button as opposed to a price beside the name of the application, it means the application can be downloaded for free. Now, this doesn't mean that within the application you can purchase things or pay for premium subscriptions. This only means that if you see the get button and you hit the get button, you won't need to pay a price to download that application in your device. But if you see the price in the application, it means that before you get the application, you actually need to pay for it. So that is a difference that you need to have in mind. Again, refer to the categories to find what you're looking for. If you want to see a particular detail of a game, you can just tap over the game without hitting the get button, and it will take you to the ratings of that game, what ages can use that game as well, what kind of chart the game belongs to. Oftentimes you will see a preview, which is a review on how that application will look on your device once you get it download. And if you scroll down, once you went to the name of the application, you will see a description of the application itself, what it does, how it can be played, and some other details that can help you make an informed decision when you are downloading the application. So that is a brief rundown on how you can find applications from this game tab. If you already know the name of the application, much like we did with the Android, you can refer to the search option at the bottom right corner, and it will take you to the searcher where you can type with the use of your keyboard the name of the application you want to get. So I'm gonna type Words with Friends. You can select from the results, or also you can go to the search option in your keyboard, and it will show the different options that you have. For today, since there is a variety of Words with Friends games, I will use the classic version, and I will just hit the get button. When I hit the get button, it's going to prompt me to confirm that I want to install the application, give me the name of the account I'm using to get this installed, and I will select install. If you have certain privacy or requirements in terms of security, it will ask you for your password, in which case you should write it down. So just undo it, then you will hit sign in. And after, it will start downloading the application for you. It will take a time to get it from the Apple App Store and create a shortcut on your device. Notice how the circle is showing the progress of that download. And once it's ready to be open, you can hit in the open button, and it will take you to the application. Okay, it will ask you if you want the application to send you a notification. You can select don't allow if you don't want that to be the case. If that is also a requirement, you can just select in enable. And now it will prompt you to decide what option you are going to use to sign in the Words with Friends app. You can sign in with Facebook, in which case you will be able to play with other friends within the application, but also you can sign in with an email and with an Apple ID. Since you are using an Apple device, most likely it's gonna take your Apple ID as the source of information. I will just tap in sign in with an email, and then I will type the name of the email that I will be using. All right, once I do that, it's gonna take me to the next step. And what is going to happen after is that they are going to send you a code. At this point, you should be able to open your email to find out the code they send you. And when you find out the code, you can then type it in here and they will allow you to use the application. Just give it a minute so it can launch the actual page. And here, since I'm using an iOS system, it gives me this prompt. I will select in continue. And here is a mention that we have in the slides. These kind of applications can prompt you to allow them to use your data. You can select an option such as ask app not to track, and that is a way that you can deny an application to track your information within the application. So when you are here in this game, you have games, solo, store, and friends. So games is for those cases in which you already play with somebody or there are people to play in the application. You have a solo option, in which case you can play based on your skills. You have the store. This is to buy game currency. And you have friends, which is the tab you can find people to connect with them through the application. And it's a nice way to connect. If you want to play, I will use the solo option as a reference, and then I will select one option from this, and I'm gonna select in solo challenge, and I can find a person to play. You can select from how easy you want to play to how difficult you want to play. I can select in Abigail since play is very easy. Okay, when you start a game and you select the complexity that you want to play in that game, it will then take you to the board. In the board, you will be able to input, to call it some way, letters in a vertical way, but also in a horizontal way, but they will have to cross with the consonant and vowel in the board. So what you can do here is that you can think a bit what kind of word you can use to play with the person. So for instance, if I select the letter O, I will be able to put it in the board. When you make a mistake, oftentimes you will find an exclamation mark indicating that is an invalid word. If you want to return a letter because that is not an actual word or is invalid, you can just slide from the board to the bottom part. If you are ready to play and the word is correct, IO is actually a word. Notice how you have this option right here that is show the number of points that you will get once you play that word. And I will just hit play. And it will ask me for a confirmation. I will select in yes. And there you are. So that word was accepted. And it will give you an amount of points. So the points will be displayed here at the top left. And the points of my opponents will be displayed at the top right corner. You can also pass if you don't have any word to play by using the pass option, and then it will pass your move and allow the other person to play, in which case you will lose points, right? Oftentimes when you are playing in the application, since it's a free service, you will see marketing playing out. And all you have to do here is just waiting for an X to show up in the top right corner to exit this window. Sometimes it will take a few seconds or minutes to do that. All you have to do is wait, because otherwise you won't be able to return to the play if you don't wait. And this is for the sake of maintaining the application free. And this is where that option of paying a premium subscription come handy. If you want to avoid ads in the application, you can pay for a premium subscription. All right. So notice how if I did not have that X button and I touch another button, it will take me to an option to download something, and I don't want to do that. Now I have the X button here, and I can just tap in the X, and it should refer me back to the game. So I already used the play button. Once you have a word correctly placed, you can hit play. You can also swap, but oftentimes this is something you might need to pay for to be able to do it. If you don't have credit, it won't allow you to do it. So you have to tap in the X and it will take you out. If you want to shuffle the order of the letters, you will use the shuffle option. And on the left bottom, you have the option more, in which case it will allow you to use the store, use a dictionary, use word strength, the towel back, the pass option, the swap option, and resign option. The dictionary would allow you to find words. You can tap on the right side in that arrow and it will show like a dictionary in the game. If you want to get out of here, you can just tap in the back arrow. You can go to more once more to the option word strength. In this case, this is something that you can enable or disable just by tapping over, and it's to show you how strong your word is when you play. Brief rundown on how to use words with friend here. I would just get out, resigned, and that's it. You can always use the top left option. And that's it. So at the end, it will show you the number of points that you have, and it will say game over. All right, for the last portion of the demonstration, I have opened the Microsoft Store. If you use a Windows computer, you can refer to this place to find applications safely. And I cannot stress this enough. The App Store of your electronic device is probably the safest place you can go if you want to get new applications and not exposing your electronic device. Now, when you want to get an application download, much like we saw with the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, you have options or filters that you can use, and you can refer to gaming. Gaming is the place where all the games will be. Is the universe of the games, and here you will find categories on the types of game available by going to the titles, right? Top 3 games. And from this point, I can find the game that I'm looking for. So if I click in top 3 games, I will be seeing from this point forward the games that I can obtain with the category. I'm gonna show Solitaire as the last game for today, and I'm going to select in this one that is called Simple Solitaire. And much like it happened with the Android and the Apple device, you will have a get button. If you don't see a price, it means the application can be downloaded for free. You can tap in that. It will start the process of getting the application download for you. You just need to give it a couple minutes. Once that option is ready to be used, you will see the option play. When you hit over that play option, it will take you to the place you can start using Solitaire. So Solitaire is mainly using cards from different colors and organize them in a order, such as I'm doing at the moment. So I move my 2 that is from a black symbol with a red symbol. And if you cannot move cards, you will refer to the deck at the top, and the deck will show you what cards you have, and you can organize them. When you have cards that can be moved between each other, you will select them and start organizing in a descended order. You can use the undo option and it will reverse the last move you did. I actually was doing that as a try. You also will have something is called a hint, and in a hint will show you what the next move you should do is. You can also use the option new game, in which case it will show you different modes that you can use, such as the draw mode, difficulty, whether you want the play to be easy or hard, and what kind of scoring you want to manage. You want it classic, Vegas, cumulative, and so forth. So you can select as you wish. I'm gonna leave it with the options that I have selected at the moment. And you can simply use the X at the top right and it will take you back where you were. You also have options here. And the options allow you to see instructions on how to play the game, and it's a walkthrough on what is what, and you can just navigate through this to be able to understand the game better. If you want to go back, you can use the back arrow and it will take you back. So that is my instructions. You can also decide the game theme, so how you want the cards to look like. If you want to change the card images, you can select among these 4 options. So it's a matter of just clicking over. I like the classical one. You can select the background. So you want a blue or green or perhaps another type. You can select that too. You see how it changes the background. And here is the card. So you want the card to have a different back. You can select that. You can go back and it will take you back with the changes applied. So that is change theme. You have statistics, and here is information on that game you play. I can close by using the X, go back to options, and you can start a new game by tapping in here. So you can leave it as it is. Play, it will present a new game. And finally, you have restart deal. And here, if you hit yes, it will restart all the moves that you have done until this point. Okay, so that concludes our presentation today on fun games and applications that you can use to keep your brain fit and exercise your memory, your attention to detail, and other skills that allow you to remain mentally active. Thank you so much for listening.